Lock it up. Ready.
In 2011, the German-based company Drumasonic brought us version 1 of its drum library by the same name. In 2012, version 2 of Drumasonic was released. For 2013, we are getting a substantial version 2.1 engine upgrade. At the same time, Drumasonic is also introducing a completely brand new library named Luxury. First, we'll take a look at Drumasonic version 2.1, and then we will explore the newer edition, Luxury. Drumasonic version 2.1 is a deeply sampled drum software solution. It is a powered by Kontakt library and can run on the free Kontakt player. To use the built-in convolution reverbs, make sure you're using Kontakt 503 or later. Drumasonic 2 comes with 3 bass drums, 6 snares, 5 toms, 4 hi-hats, 5 rides, 9 crashes, and 15 various percussion pieces such as claps and sine wave bass drums. On top of that, there are up to 11 microphone signals per instrument, which you can turn on and off using some mid-side and 5-point surround sound mic setups. The pure mid-side microphones are a great feature, and we'll look at that a bit more later. Drumasonic 2 has 2 parts, each recorded in its own room, the damped room and the large room, resulting in over 30,000 total samples recorded at 24-bit 44.1 kHz, equaling roughly 17 gigs of uncompressed audio, just a bit over 5 gigs when compressed down to the native instruments format. Every one of those samples has been carefully checked and adjusted to negate phase cancellation. This means several mics, kit pieces, or even instruments can be layered while maintaining punch and a snappy transient. When first loading the library, you'll immediately notice the enormous amount of selectable objects and parameters. Don't let that scare you off. It is very simple to get started with, and none of those parameters have to be touched at all. Drumasonic has provided over 80 presets to get you started right away. In addition to the presets, there is a groove library containing hundreds of production-ready grooves, fills, and percussion loops, which you can use to preview presets or quickly build backing tracks. Find a pattern you like, then drag and drop it into your host. Creating an entire song structure is a snap. Customizing the grooves is made easy as well using the internal groove editor, where you can create, modify, mix and match, and even import and remap third-party grooves. Playing in parts on E-drums is simple as well, since the Drumasonic version 2.1 engine supports mappings for several E-drum sets and all major drum software formats. You can even customize individual drum pads and articulations by adjusting the velocity, volume, pitch, panning, and modulations in the editor. Create and store your own custom mappings, key switches, multi-mappings, and more. We'll look at the advanced mapping functions a little more later on. Once you have the drum parts written, you can use the built-in, high-quality mixing components such as EQ, compressor, transient shaper, tape saturation, convolution reverb, delay, and a master limiter to shape your final mix. A built-in A/B feature is also very useful for this. The flexible routing allows you to bus instruments out to any other bus as well as to the direct outputs in Kontakt for treating the samples in your own DAW. That way, you can use your own mixing plugins if you wish. Here are a few other aspects of the version 2.1 engine. Reduced voices and CPU load, engaging and disengaging the snare wires, advanced purging, random velocity with inverse volume compensation, reset presets, which can reset specific aspects of the instrument, an extended global articulations list to preserve mapping compatibility with future products such as the new edition, Luxury, a follow MIDI feature which allows you to select menus based on the incoming MIDI data, and efficient load and purge features, so you can deactivate unused microphones and articulations to save memory and optimize the performance. The newest addition from Drumasonic, Luxury, is also a powered by Kontakt library and takes full advantage of the updated version 2.1 engine. Luxury adds a nice punchy and natural sounding drum library to the arsenal. With over 30,000 samples, there are up to 10 microphone signals available per kit piece. The kit pieces include 3 bass drums, 2 snares, 5 toms, 3 hi-hats, 2 rides, 4 crashes, and 7 various percussion pieces such as a bass drum sweep. Included are over 40 terrific presets which make full use of the new Luxury kits. One way that luxury differs from Drumasonic 2 is that all kits in luxury can be played with sticks, rods, and brushes. Also, all snares can be played with the wires engaged or disengaged. That means you can automate the stick type and snare wire for each drum in luxury. Combine these features with the ability to use mid-side mics, 5-point surround sound mics, plus the possibilities for automation, and this is a very strong production drum library. Finding a good sound is easy in the Drumasonic and luxury libraries. Just load a groove which fits the vibe of a cue, then let that loop while you're browsing the presets. That will provide a great starting point. Once it's close to the feeling you want, swap out any kit pieces which don't seem to fit your cue. Another option is building a kit completely from scratch. You can cycle through the available slots and load in a piece to any slot. However, the same piece may not be loaded into more than one slot at a time. Since the samples have all been phase shifted, there are no issues if you want to layer several pieces. As you cycle through the slots, you'll notice the Kontakt keyboard follows the selection and displays the currently viewed keys in blue. This makes it easy to find the appropriate key if you'd like to audition a kit piece. You can cycle through the available slots in order by clicking on the slot name, or you can navigate to a slot instantly by clicking on the number. Then just click on the drop-down menu and select the piece you want to use. The ability to link parts is extremely helpful and allows you to quickly adjust all mics for the instrument slot, or use a smart link which lets you treat the close mics and far mics as two individual groups. The link can work across all slots on a kit piece if you engage the all button on the instrument. That's called the little all. We'll look at that in just a moment. Another aspect I am rather fond of is the ability to automate different sticks and the snare wire on-off toggle. Here, I am setting up the triggers for the different stick types, as well as the snare wire instead of using the default CC64. Make sure each checkbox to the left is checked or else the samples won't be loaded. While this wouldn't be used too often, it is an amazing option to have and is overlooked by so many other libraries on the market. I would set this up by default to use immediately when writing, then uncheck any options which didn't end up getting used to cut back on memory. I would use the envelope adjustments almost every time I use one of the libraries. This is extremely useful, and being able to adjust them on a per microphone level is terrific. Here is the envelope in use. I took advantage of the helpful linking feature as well to make it quick and easy. I also used the Alt-click function to adjust the parameters absolutely rather than relatively. Then, I made use of the split link to adjust the close mic separately from the others. I love that you can solo each mic, each drum, or each slot in a snap. The 2.1 engine also comes with an amazing key mapping and key switching system found on the articulations page. You can load, save, learn, and delete keys or entire mappings. You can load several sounds to a single key, such as to trigger a crash with a kick, a snare with a clap, or to assign a master cymbal choke key. Or you can load several keys onto a single sound, which is helpful for doing items such as playing in snare rolls on a MIDI keyboard. You can even delve down into the parameters of each articulation. The Big All and Little All features make global adjustments easy. The Big All links buttons globally across each kit piece as though they were placed one page on top of the other. Big All can be used in conjunction with the Link and Smart Link to adjust everything with a single click. This is a great way to quickly turn mics on and off or to mute every close mic at once. The Little All does the same thing but on a per kit piece basis, so you can adjust all snare layers or all bass drum layers at once. The mid-side options are great to have included as well. If you're not familiar with mid-side recording techniques, then I recommend looking into those. Here's a very brief audio example showing the difference of a mid and side mic. The advanced cymbal choking adjusts based on the velocity of the cymbal being choked as well as the velocity used to trigger the choke. Here's what that sounds like. And now, here's a short example showing how I would use this in practice. Drumasonic 2 SE retails at €159, roughly $207 US. Luxury SE retails at €99, with the LE version coming in at €69. For a limited time only, Drumasonic is offering 50% off of Drumasonic 2. Go to their website at www.drumasonic.com and use the coupon code SCOREcast50. That's one word, SCOREcast50. The code is for Drumasonic 2 only, but if you purchase both libraries at the same time, then the code will be applied to Drumasonic 2 and Luxury at checkout. That means you can get both libraries right now for €129 using the code SCOREcast50. Visit www.drumasonic.com for additional information. For more information on scoring news, gear, as well as educational tools, visit our website at www.scorecastonline.com. From the SCOREcast Online team and myself, thank you for watching, and we'll see you again soon.